Hey guys, it's 2026, and no matter what your goals are, whether that's to build a digital business, digital product, grow a YouTube channel, or just stay consistent with your goals, let's be honest, sometimes using a notepad, pen and paper, or a scattered to-do list isn't enough to reinforce consistency and productivity. You know, most people don't struggle because they lack motivation or ambition. They struggle because they lack a spatial map. Basically, our brains don't naturally organize information in a linear fashion. They organize them as a visual map. That's why in this video, I'm going to show you how I created my weekly content planner for 2026 in literally minutes. And whether you're someone like me who's very organized, really wants to stay on top of all my tasks, needs deep work blocks, self-accountability, and a visual structure or a visual map, or if you want to create a digital product for your clients, your coaching services, or just for monetization purposes, you're going to want to stick around because I'm going to show you how to do this all for free and literally in less than 5 minutes using Claude AI. Hey, I'm Natasha, a nurse-turned-digital entrepreneur. For more than a decade, I've freelanced as a ghostwriter and voiceover artist in the wellness space, working with mental health professionals, life coaches, content creators, and commercial brands. My office is now wherever I want it to be, and on this channel, I share my personal journey, information on how to create high-value content in the age of AI, and inspiration for building online income streams. I'm not a coach, I'm not a guru, just sharing what I've learned and what I'm still learning every day. Alright, like I said, for this video, I'll be using a free version of Claude that you can access on your browser. I'm going to show you the exact prompt I used to create this, and of course feel free to download the prompt, the link is in the description, and use it as it is or adapt it to your own needs. Alright, I start the prompt off by asking Claude to create an interactive weekly content planner as a single HTML file with embedded cascading style sheets and JavaScript. If you're not a coder, don't worry about it, Claude is going to handle that for us. Okay, let's start with the layout. I chose a landscape orientation so that I could see the entire visual map or spatial map of the week. And here I'm just telling it exactly what I want, what buttons I need, what columns there should be. And speaking of the columns, I chose to have a morning, afternoon, evening, and late night container. So my rationale for this and why it works best for me as a content creator is that I don't like to plan by the hour. Instead, I plan by energy and creativity availability. Honestly, that can look different every day. Okay, the end of day must finish container. I added this because personally for me, I need to set like psychological contracts with myself every day. It makes me feel like I had a successful day and prevents me from feeling bad when I don't complete a task. If you're a high achiever like myself, then you understand this. Honestly, some days I'll work for 10 hours and still feel like I haven't done enough because a few tasks were incomplete. But by seeing that I've finished the most important task, I tend to feel less guilty about it. I added weekend columns because as a growing entrepreneur, I still work on weekends. For the bottom containers, I added a space for me to put my weekly focus or theme of the week, my top 3 weekly priorities, and any notes or ideas or reflections, comments. And then another important section was the carryover to the next week. For me, this section is vital because it acknowledges that, hey, life happens, and instead of feeling like I failed, I intentionally migrate the task to the next week, keeping my mental space clear and preventing me from feeling like I'm a failure. For colors, this is just my preferred color scheme, but feel free to adapt it to your own preferences. I tend to print out my weekly planners and I carry them around with me or I tape them to my wall. So that's my rationale for choosing the colors that I did. And there's some more interactive features and how I want it to print. Honestly, you don't have to include all of this into the prompt. I just think the more accurate and detailed, the better the final result. Okay, so you're gonna copy the prompt, go to Claude AI. We're using the free plan, like I've said. Paste the prompt into the chat box. We're going to use Sonnet 4.5, and let's see what it generates. And you can see it running the code on the right-hand side. In real time, this process took me under 2 minutes. And then it shows a preview of our content planner. And it pretty much designed everything I asked for. All right, so when I try to print it, I can see that it doesn't fit onto one page, even if I adjust the margins on the print options. So I go back to Claude and I ask it, can you design it so that it fits onto one page, landscape orientation? You can just talk to it like it's a human being. And I explain it's going just a bit outside of one page. And again, this didn't take much time to generate. And when I download it, I can see that it fits onto one page. And now I'm just going to fill in some information here to show you what it might look like once it's saved and printed. Okay, so looks good to me. This is exactly what I wanted. And here's what it looks like printed out. Okay, and there you have it. What literally used to take hours to create on Canva or Adobe Illustrator now takes literally less than 5 minutes to create. Obviously, you can always adapt it to your own needs. You can change the color scheme, tweak the time blocks, make it your own. For me, this is what I use and what works best for my mind. So if you found this video useful, like, subscribe, and stick around for more videos on ways to build a digital business and digital products in the age of AI. Thanks for your time and see you in the next one.